Ranked Wanderlust. Top 10 hidden European beaches you won't believe exist. I love lists, but I love surprises more. Today I'm taking you off the beaten path to 10 European beaches that look like they were stitched together by someone who edits reality in their spare time. We're using a ranked Wanderlust hook. Each spot gets a number on screen, a tease, and a cinematic reveal. I'm asking for the best quality media you've got. High-res photos, cinematic drone footage, on-ground B-roll. Send sweeping drone arcs, clifftop panoramas, underwater glimpses, and those tiny human elements that make scale sing. We'll display rank numbers large and proud with a quick location tease before each reveal. Label your files. Give me cinematic continuity. Make it feel like discovery. Approximate location. This island, Croatia. A narrow stone throat opens to a hidden turquoise bowl. Rank 1. If you've never seen a pebble cove squeezed between walls of limestone, Stinova will look like a movie set. The approach is cinematic. From a small boat that slips through the narrow stone entrance or from a steep, heart-rate-raising hike down a rugged trail. Inside, the cove feels secret, like a private theater where water plays the lead. The mood here is quiet and slightly otherworldly. The pebbles underfoot, the way the turquoise refracts light against the cliff, it's tactile and immediate. Best time to visit is late spring or late autumn when day trippers thin out. Capture a drone reveal that arcs through the entrance, then pull back to show the full bowl embraced by cliff walls. Close-ups of pebbles, tourists in silhouette, and a slow pan of the sky give texture. We'll ask for high-res cliff faces, a drone entrance pass, on-ground pebble detail, and a boat approach POV. Chapter 2. Approximate location. The south coast of Menorca. Pine-fringed cliffs curve into an impossibly turquoise bay. Rank 2 appears sweep over pine-scented cliffs and a small sandy bay cradled in rock. Turquoise water. Cliffs dusted with umbrella pines. A narrow beach that rewards the early riser. Arrive before mid-morning if you want the place mostly to yourself. The footpath from the parking area is forgiving, and kayaks make for a romantic approach. Sharp green of the pines, soft grain of sand, water that graduates from aquamarine to deep blue. Sweeping drone arcs reveal the bay from above, then cut to shoreline detail. Kids running, feet in surf, a kayak slipping silently past. People arriving by foot, people arriving by paddle. Small rituals that make these coves feel alive. We'll request high-res aerials, shoreline close-ups, kayaks arriving, and undersurface shimmer if available. Chapter 3. Approximate location. The Carvoeiro area, Algarve. Tease. Limestone arches that look carved by an artist. Rank 3 lands on the screen as we glide over the Algarve's coastline. Praia da Marina is a study in limestone sculpting. Arches, caves, cliffs that tumble down to water so clear it feels like glass. The viewpoints above are iconic. Shoot at golden hour. The light makes the rock glow and the water sing. Parking is limited. The steps down can be steep. Plan your timing and your patience. Start with clifftop panoramas that reveal the coves, the pattern of coves, the pattern of arches. Intersperse with underwater shots to show clarity and marine life. Close-ups of tide pools add intimacy. The play of sunlight through arches adds intimacy to the grand vistas. A slow-motion wave curling through an arch will be a cinematic hook. We'll need high-res clifftop panoramas, drone passes over arches, underwater clarity shots, and golden hour lighting. Rank 4 shows up as we set the tone. Protected, pristine, and almost reverential. Cala Goloritse is a UNESCO gem. The spire of rock that juts out is the signature, but the whole approach matters. A memorable hike down winding paths, or a calm sea boat run. The place feels curated by geology and time, not tourism. Best time is calm sea days when the colors pop and drone circling the spire reads like an aerial hymn. Emphasize the hike and approach, boots on trail, breath catching at overlooks, then the wide reveal. Capture cliff textures, the rhythm of the waves, and the small human scale of a lone towel on that pebble shore. Aerials that circle the spire slowly, high-res spire circles, hiking POV, shoreline textures, and calm sea boat footage. Rank 5 lights the screen. We drift over shallow sandbars and blushing shoreline. Elafonisi is famous for its pink sand, crushed shells mixing with sand to create that subtle, surprising hue, and its labyrinth of shallow, warm pools that make wandering effortless. The place reads a little like an inland sea, with ribbons of water and sand shifting with the tide. This is best early. Wind and day trippers can change the vibe quickly. Low-angle shots of pink sand through fingers, shallow pools reflecting sky, and birds tracing the channels. Emphasize the remote feel. Long stretches of sand, people scattered like punctuation marks. Request golden hour to deepen the tones and reflections. High-res sandbar aerials, pink sand close-ups, shallow pool reflections, and approach shots. Rank 6 appears with a smell of salt and a rumor of adventure. Kleftiko is more sea than land. A cluster of caves, arches, towering rock formations, made accessible primarily by boat. The history reads like a pirate postcard. These coves offered refuge and mystery for centuries, and you can feel that legacy as you slide in by vessel. Capture the approach. Hull through glassy water, an arch like a mouth, then interior pools of bluest water. Drone circles for form, onboard POVs for scale. If possible, underwater near the cave mouths, light filtering through stone is extraordinary. High-res boat approach, cave exterior drone circles, onboard POV, and underwater cave footage. Rank 7 appears. We float toward a crescent, hugged by caves and steep rock faces. Kalaluna is intimate and cinematic. Beaches flanked by sea caves. Turquoise coves tucked between cliffs, a sand-rock blend that gives the shoreline personality. Access by boat rewards a gentle reveal. A hike deposits you into dramatic perspectives. Use drone passes through cave openings and shoreline runs to create movement, intercut with slow-mo waves, cave textures, tiny moments, a towel in shade, a child's toe, echoes in stone. Ask for calm weather footage, high-res cave passes, shoreline drone runs, cave texture detail, and boat arrivals. Rank 8 flashes on screen. A landscape more lunar than terrestrial unfolds. Sarakiniko is less about sand and more about sculpted white rock. Smooth, wind-polished, dipped in bright blue pools. The contrast is what makes it extraordinary. Bone-white rock against deep Aegean, a place where the composition is minimal and the light is everything. Focus on contrast shots, wide sweeps to show rock expanses, close ground shots to reveal texture, and tide pools with neon blue water. People become scale markers. A lone figure makes the scene cinematic. Use slow tracking for the stone's smoothness, then the jagged line where rock meets sea. Ask for footage at midday and golden hour to capture how dramatically the palette shifts. Media keywords: Sarakiniko White Rock Panorama, Tide Pool Close-Up, People Scale, Drone Sweep. Rank 9 appears as a thin line of pebble that seems to grow and shrink with tide and wind. Zlatny Rat, the Golden Horn, is famous for its changing shape, a phenomenon surfers and photographers both worship. From above, you can see the spit curve and flex. A time-lapse highlights that living geometry. This is a wind spot as much as a beach. Windsurfers carve arcs, while swimmers gather in sheltered pockets. Include high-res aerial time-lapses over hours, people launching sails, pebble texture close-ups, and clear weather shoreline POV runs. Rank 10 closes the list with a different mood. Cooler air, dramatic skies, a small golden beach sheltered behind dunes and pines, a secret out of a British postcard. You get the coastal walk, then the slow reveal of a cove so neat it looks curated. The water is cooler than the Mediterranean, the light more theatrical. Lean into warm sand against cool sea. Gather footprints in sand, wind in dune grass, and the swell against the headland. Ask for high-res drone runs, cliff path POVs, dramatic sky B-roll, cliff reveals, dune details, and approach walk footage. We started with a ranked list because humans love order, but what we really did was trace a map of surprises. These beaches are different. Some are guarded by cliffs, some by tides, some by weather. And each one teaches us that the best places are often the ones you have to work a little for. I hope seeing them makes you itch to travel, to wake early, to hike a trail, to rent a boat, or to simply look up a flight. If you're helping me build this film, send the best possible media. High-res photos, cinematic drone footage, long-form on-ground B-roll for continuity. We kept the ranks large and proud, but remember, discovery is the real reward. I'm your warm American narrator. Thanks for riding shotgun. Like, subscribe, and drop your hidden beach in the comments.